It was a beautiful old barn, built from weathered pine planks, though with a tapestry of gray and gold, untouched by paint for decades. 2 stories tall at the front, it slanted down to a single store at the back, standing as a silent sentinel across the street from Grandma's house. We had been told to stay away from that old barn, but it beckoned, ripe for exploring. Our mothers, a flock of women in floral dresses, were engrossed in their reunion gossip, while our fathers were locked in a Texas 42 showdown. No one was there to stop us. The Texas sun beat down, and none of us wore shoes, the red dirt puffing up with each step we took. Grass burrs in the fields lay ready to bite. The air inside the barn, thick with a sweet, earthy scent of sun-baked hay, filled my lungs as I ran, jumped, and climbed. Massive golden bales were stacked to the rafters like an Incan pyramid, forming steps we could climb. We tumbled, wrestled, and clambered, lost in the fragrant chaos. Then Roger, all elbows and knees at 12 years old, found it, a trapdoor that opened to the sky. "Hey, look!" he yelled, heaving it open with a grunt. We scrambled through, forming a wriggling chain of cousins, with me bringing up the rear. The dizzying drop below made my world spin. I had to grip the edges of the trapdoor to steady myself before slamming it shut with a thud. "Why did you close the door, dummy?" Roger screamed, his face turning red with frustration as he stomped his foot. I was scared. I choked out, unable to meet his gaze. The older boys heaved, their faces reddening with irritation. The latch, attached with a spring, held firm. There was no way back down but to jump. "The drop is too hard," Mike, the oldest cousin and our self-proclaimed leader, declared, his voice booming. "We'll break something. Let's jump on the low side." "No," countered Larry, my oldest brother. "There are nails in the boards, and we'll get them in our feet. Let's use the high side." We followed him to the low side, a precarious perch above the weathered stack of boards. He launched himself with a clatter of old lumber. Then we heard a scream, raw and primal. The rusty nail, that looked to me to be as thick as my thumb, jutted from Mike's foot, a dark, angry bloom above his big toe. "Mike, you okay?" Roger's yell sliced through the air, sharp and strained. He also jumped and landed beside Mike, a choked sob escaping him as he clutched his own hand, a nail mirroring the one in Mike's foot. Larry looked at me and Royce and said, "Big dummies." One by one, my cousins followed, each an exhibition of pain, a nail through a palm, another through a knee, a child's whimper swallowed by the wind whistling to the barn's weathered siding. My gaze snapped to Larry, my older brother, his face grim against the harsh afternoon sun, bleaching the cracked wooden shingles. "We ain't jumping here," he barked, his voice tight. "We're going to the high side. Follow me." The drop from the barn roof, a dizzying chasm of dusty earth and swaying weeds, slammed into my gut. Tears welled, blurring the view. "It's too far." I choked out, the words a desperate plea swallowed by the gust. Larry's hand, rough and calloused, clamped around mine. Royce, 10 but built like a young ox, mirrored him, his hands surprisingly strong. They eased me to the edge, their grip unwavering as they lowered me, inch by agonizing inch, before releasing me into the emptiness. I landed hard, the breath knocked from me, but unharmed. Larry and Royce followed, a controlled plummet into the dust and grass. As we limped around the barn, the scene was a blur of movement and fear. Uncle Gene, Roger's dad, his face etched with worry, was already there, gently guiding the wounded boys towards Grandma's house. The air hung heavy with the scent of dried hay, blood, and fear. At the house, the fathers lined us up. One would apply medication to a puncture wound, the other give him a lick with a paddle. Me, Larry, and Royce received 2 licks, because we weren't injured. That a family reunion I'll never forget.